team and you said to the coach, how do you feel? He probably wouldn't say, well, I'm feeling a little anxious and I'm desperately disappointed, right? Okay, he'd probably use different words. Okay, the people in the locker room would be using different words. That would be non-standard. Okay, and is that okay in certain circumstances? I think so too. That when you're talking to people, if you're going into your house and somebody says, who is that? Do you say, it is I have arrived punctually as usual? No, I don't know. Okay, we use a form of non-standard usually when we use slang. Okay, you can still use slang in an informal, but in informal English, you follow the rules. And most of our communication, I think, takes place in informal. You can use contractions, which are shortening of words and using the apostrophe to show where the letters were. What is slang, by the way? Talk comfortably. Okay, let me ask you though, I don't even know if this is still in use though. You're walking down the hall, and I see Josh, and Josh says very formally, good morning, Miss Kirst. And I say, what's up? Okay. He's in shock. Okay, why did you laugh at me? Why did you laugh?
I thought it was funny.
Okay, it is funny, and it's funny for a reason. Can anybody say it in a polite way? I'm too old, right? I can't say it. Okay, it's just ridiculous if I try to use that kind of slang. I don't even know if that's still common slang. Okay, that's probably outdated now. But for somebody like me to try to pretend I'm that cool would just be ridiculous. Right, because I'm too old. I don't belong to the group. So slang is like a language of a group, right? So in California, surfers have their own slang. Some of that seeps into our language. Who else has their own slang? Hippies, yeah, everything's groovy, right? It's groovy. That would be more fitting for somebody my age. Okay. Okay. People in certain jobs, computer people have a slang. Video game people have a slang.
Josh used one day, and I didn't know it. Ginger.
It's not a spice?
Tell him what it means, Josh.
Something that grows in the ground.
So can you use it in a sentence form?
That's not ginger.
I like the taste of ginger.
Oh, okay. Now that ginger, I
No, he said it wasn't ginger when he was going to put a router on another person's computer so he could get access to the internet. He says it's not really ginger, and I never heard that.
Does that mean like legal? Okay. Okay. Interesting. So that would have been way over my head. Okay. Slang is okay as long as people understand it. Okay. Sometimes different regions. You have different slang. When we moved here from New York State, my husband went into a convenience store, and the very nice little clerk asked him, he got his order, and she said to him, would you like that in a sack? And he was like, what? And because we don't call it sacks in New York State, we call them bags. Right? And he just caught him off guard. He didn't know what she was talking about. How about you had coffee in there, and nobody has a bottle of Coke or Mountain Dew. What do you call that? Oh, okay. Thank you. Hold that up. That's a bottle of what besides Dr. Pepper?
Coke.
Coke. Okay. Soda. Okay. Where do they call any kind of pop? Coke.
South.
In the South. That's right. And some people call it soda, and some people call it pop. Right. So you can have like a regional slang. Okay, and it's okay if you're talking to regional people. If you watch the news, they talk kind of a generic English, and that's more of the standard. Okay, standard English is clear and simple and direct. It's good English that everybody can understand, but it doesn't have all the rules are followed. It doesn't have slang, and it doesn't have contractions. Okay, and the level up would be formal English, where you can never use first person. If you're talking about yourself, you have to say one. One must use formal English if one wants to publish in one's academic journal, and it would also use long words, okay? None of those are wrong, okay? But our job is to know which venue is appropriate for which one. So in the business world, I'm sure in the music industry, there will be lots of places where non-standard English is, it would sound funny if you spoke academic English, okay? People would think you were trying to impress them with how smart you were or something. It would be inappropriate, okay? What kind of English do you think you probably would use in a job interview? I would think mostly standard, maybe a little bit on the informal side, okay? But that's what we mean when we say standard English is required. And it's being able to navigate. If you think about it, we all speak at least 4 different Englishes. We speak in English at home with our family, we speak in English in the classroom, we speak English with our friends, we speak English when we're at a job interview, and they're all different. So you've been navigating this language for a long time. You shouldn't let English class worry you, because you're fluent in at least 4 different Englishes. Okay. What do you do if you run into problems and you need help? This is my favorite book of all time, Strunk and White, The Elements of Style. Pass that around. It has everything in English is divided into a set of like 22 rules, and it's all. This one even has illustrations. Okay. That's by Strunk is a long deceased college professor. White is E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web. Okay. And White was Strunk's student, and he liked this. Strunk used to mimeograph these, and you guys probably don't even know what mimeographs are, but that's how we copied before everybody had copy machines. They came out purple. You had to type things on these templates, and then it spun around a drum, and the drum released some kind of alcohol, and you'd get these printouts that the students always wanted to smell because they thought they could get high on the alcohol food. but Strunk used to mimeograph all these rules for his classes, and White liked them so much that he compiled them into this little book, and when he got famous, he published it, and it's like the Bible, but it takes English and it makes it very, very simple. If you're not sure what a run-on sentence is, that book can explain it.